Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Fibre Fueled Breakdown. Okay, so I'm gonna actually just get right into it. First of all, a few things that I'll mention. Number one, I'm gonna be looking down because I have written down my notes and I try to remember as much as I could, but sometimes it escapes me. So I will be looking down. I have my notes on my lap. Number two, I realized with the last video that you could hear a lot of background noise. That is because my window is open. It is summertime. It is hot. So I apologize about that. I'll figure out something soon. In the meantime, I hope my voice is carrying out to you more so than the background noise. I'm gonna jump right into the video. Okay, so last time we left off on how microbiome procreate so quickly that the foods that we eat within 24 hours affect the evolution of 15 generations of microbiome, which is like wild and insane to me. So I'm gonna move right into it. So because we control every single bite that we put in our body, the makeup of our microbiome is a unique mix, as unique as our fingerprints, because we all like different things, right? We all eat a different combination of foods. So because of that, the mix that we have in our body is as unique as our fingerprints. So congratulations, you're unique and so am I, and the world is a beautiful place. Depending on what you focus on, of course. Okay, so moving on. Healthy bacteria equals probiotic. Did you know that? Because I sure didn't until I read this book. Okay, so healthy bacteria equals probiotic. And I take probiotics sometimes. I didn't even know what it was. I just knew that it was good for you and it's good for your gut and it's good for digestion. I just never knew that it was healthy bacteria that I was putting in my body. And now you know that too. Okay. So healthy bacteria reward us by molding our food into something that reduces inflammation and promotes health and balance. So healthy food that we eat feeds healthy bacteria, which then equals reduced inflammation. It reduces inflammation in the body and it promotes health and balance. So the healthy promoting compounds created by our microbes are called postbiotic. Number one, I didn't even know there was such a thing as postbiotic. I always thought it was prebiotic and probiotic. What the heck is postbiotic? So postbiotics are the healthy promoting compounds created by our microbes. That's what a postbiotic is. So that's pretty cool to find out too. Okay, so the opposite is true for unhealthy microbes. So unhealthy foods feed unhealthy microbes, which then equal inflamed body. So I don't know, unhealthy foods, fats foods, greasy foods, oily foods. I think grease and oily foods are pretty much the same thing, but you get the idea. The unhealthy foods that we eat or put into our body will feed the unhealthy microbes, which then equals an inflamed body, which causes more issues for the body, right? Because the more unhealthy microbes we have in a body, the more inflamed our body is, which causes a slew of issues for the body. I can't even begin to go into that. It's funny because let me point something out. The book actually says that they punish us by inflaming our bodies, like the unhealthy microbes. When we feed them, they actually punish us. They don't reward us. So that's something to take note of. And I knew, obviously, we all know that unhealthy food is not good for you, but now that I have this idea in my mind that whatever I eat is feeding a certain microbe in my body, it's really, during this week during the month really, has gotten me to shift the type of things that I eat, because now I'm like, I'm feeding something and I'm not trying to like inflame my body. I'm not trying to make it worse. And I've noticed a huge difference in how I feel and how I show up, even in how I use the restroom. I'm sorry for the TMI, but it's the truth. Okay, moving on. There are 5 essential elements of human health. First, immunity. Second, metabolism. Third, hormonal balance. fourth, cognition, and fifth, gene expression. So they didn't go into too much details about these 5 categories, and I'm sure you can definitely look them up on your own just to understand it yourself. I'm going to be doing the same, so I have a better idea of what it means for those things. Moving on. These cover the basis of everything we could need to thrive as humans. The crazy thing about microbiota is that it's intertwined with all 5 elements. So microbiota is spread out across our entire body and an entire being. Like, there's no getting rid of it, okay? So don't even try, because you need them actually. So if there's damage or microbial disruption in the gut, it causes us to lose a diversity. It causes us to lose diversity in our microbiota. In that process, we see a higher proportion of inflammatory microbes emerge. So if something happens to the body that damages our microbiota, or something happens, it causes a disruption in the body. And during that disruption, we lose diversity. And when we lose that diversity, it gives chance for the unhealthy microbiome to take rise in the body. And what have we learned so far? That means an inflamed body, which is not good. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is not good. Again, all right, okay, so this is not good because the colon wall is no longer protected by a healthy community of microbiome. Okay, we know how important that is. It causes damage to the tight conjunctions. So tight conjunctions, like imagine your colon doing the thing. So the little tight conjunctions that are like this, the tight. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So it causes damage to the tight conjunctions, holding the colon wall together. And it increases intestinal permeability. So this can also be called leaky gut. So if you guys have ever heard of leaky gut, this is what that is. It can lead to bacteria endotoxin spillage into the bloodstream, which is bad news. Like when I read that part, I was like, oh my gosh, I personally don't have that. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty all right. But anyone that does have leaky gut, this is what's going on in your body right now. So, fun fact. This one was a mind blower for me. So, fun fact, 60% of the weight, TMI, coming up of your stool is actually bacteria. Okay. I just had to lay it flat for you guys because I was shocked, okay? So 60% of your stool is actually bacteria, good and bad bacteria all mixing together, right? Because if our microbiome turn over really quickly, 15 generations within 24 hours, like girl, you got to be passing it somehow. And this is one of the ways it happens. So when you look at your stool next time, remember 60% of that is actually bacteria. So even when you fast, you still produce stool because the gut microbiota is constantly replicating and turning over. So that's why you may wonder, why am I pooping even though I'm fasting? Well, because your microbiota has to go somewhere. So in conclusion, a healthy, diverse gut microbiome does so much more than suppress pathogenic bacteria. I'm sorry, I'm going to say that again. In conclusion, a healthy, diverse gut microbiome does so much more than suppress pathogenic bacteria, process our drugs. And when I say drugs, I mean like Advil or stomach drugs, something that you can get off the counter. Chemotherapy even, our bacteria is what actually activates it, surprisingly. And process our food. So they do so much more than that. A healthy and diverse gut microbiome operates as the command center for all 5 axes of the human health, which I mentioned before: immunity, metabolism, hormonal balance, cognition, and gene expression. They literally work in teams, communicate with each other in all aspects of our body in order to keep us healthy and alive and moving. So this all really ties into nature. I was reading this book when I was outside at a park, and I was like, wow, nature is in the same way. Every little thing, every creature, every wind, rain, sun, earth, it all communicates with each other and works together and in order to have balance in nature. And that's the same thing that's kind of going on in our bodies as I'm speaking to you and as you're watching and listening to this. So this all ties into the balance of nature. Inside of us is a community that we need as much as they need us. We need them as much as they need us. We are better together when we take care of them. They take care of us, as it is in nature. So what I mean really by taking care of them is, what kind of body do you want for yourself? How do you want to show up in this world? I know I'm kind of diverging a little bit off of gut health right now, but I really think it's a mental state. I really think you have to be the one to choose and figure out what your mental blocks are as to why you cannot have a healthy and balanced body. Because now you know that there's a whole community inside of you that is relying on you every single day to give them energy. And in turn, they give us energy. So that's all I'm gonna leave you with today. I won't get too far ahead of myself, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed learning and sharing it with you. Stay tuned for more upcoming episodes. If you did like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.